Have you ever wondered what makes Buddhist monks live such extraordinarily long and healthy lives? What if the secret to longevity isn't found in modern medicine or expensive supplements, but in an ancient way of eating that's been practiced for thousands of years? Could the foods these enlightened beings consume hold the key to not just living longer, but living better? Today we're going to unlock the mysteries of the monk's diet and discover how their simple yet profound approach to food can transform your health and well-being. This isn't just another diet trend or quick fix. The eating habits of Zen Buddhist monks represent a complete philosophy of nourishment, one that feeds not only the body but also the mind and spirit. These practices have been refined over millennia, passed down through generations of monks who have lived well into their hundreds with remarkable clarity of mind and vitality of body. As we explore this ancient dietary wisdom together, prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about food. The monk's approach isn't about restriction or deprivation. Instead, it's about mindfulness, gratitude, and understanding the deep connection between what we eat and who we become. This journey will reveal how simple, intentional eating can lead to extraordinary health outcomes. Throughout this video, we'll uncover the specific foods that monks consume daily, the preparation methods they use, and the spiritual principles that guide every meal. You'll learn why these enlightened practitioners eat what they eat, when they eat, and most importantly, how they eat. Each aspect of their dietary practice contains wisdom that can revolutionize your relationship with food. The monk's diet is more than a collection of recipes. It's a pathway to longevity, mental clarity, and spiritual awakening. These aren't just theories or ancient legends. Modern science is now confirming what monks have known for centuries. Their way of eating promotes cellular health, reduces inflammation, supports cognitive function, and can literally add years to your life. We'll explore how monks practice mindful eating, turning each meal into a meditation. We'll discover the plant-based foods that form the foundation of their nutrition and understand why simplicity and seasonality matter so much. You'll learn about their fasting practices, their relationship with portion control, and how they view food as medicine for both body and soul. What makes this dietary approach even more remarkable is its accessibility. You don't need exotic ingredients or expensive supplements. The monk's diet relies on simple, whole foods that are available to anyone, anywhere. It's about returning to basics, honoring natural rhythms, and eating with intention and awareness. We encourage you to watch this entire video because each principle we share builds upon the last, creating a complete picture of this transformative way of eating. If you find value in what we're sharing today, please show your support by clicking the like button and subscribing to our Wisdom Diaries channel. Your subscription helps us continue bringing you content that can genuinely improve your health and happiness. Plus, you'll join a community of individuals who are committed to living with greater awareness and vitality. By subscribing, you'll stay connected to ancient wisdom that's more relevant now than ever before. You'll discover practical ways to incorporate these timeless principles into your modern life, regardless of where you live or what your current dietary habits are. Are you ready to discover the secret diet that has allowed monks to live past 100 with clear minds and healthy bodies? Are you prepared to transform your relationship with food and unlock the potential for a longer, more vibrant life? Let's begin this fascinating journey into the ancient dietary wisdom of enlightened monks. What you're about to learn could change your life forever. Core principles of the monk diet. Plant-based whole foods foundation. At the very heart of the monk's diet lies something beautifully simple yet profoundly powerful: plants. For thousands of years, Buddhist monks have built their entire nutritional foundation on plant-based whole foods, and the results speak for themselves through their exceptional longevity and vitality. The monk's commitment to a vegetarian or vegan approach isn't arbitrary. It stems from the principle of ahimsa, or non-harm, which extends compassion to all living beings. But beyond the ethical foundation, there's remarkable science supporting this ancient choice. Modern research has shown that plant-based diets are associated with lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and many other chronic conditions that plague our modern world. When we look at the blue zones, regions where people consistently live past 100, we find a striking pattern. These populations consume predominantly plant-based diets. The monks discovered this secret millennia ago, not through scientific studies, but through careful observation and mindful living. The types of plants that monks emphasize tell us much about nutritional wisdom. Leafy greens form a cornerstone of their meals, providing essential minerals and vitamins that support every system in the body. Dark leafy vegetables like bok choy, mustard greens, and various forms of cabbage appear in nearly every monk's meal, delivering powerful nutrients with minimal calories. Root vegetables hold special significance in the monk's diet. Sweet potatoes, taro, radishes, and burdock root provide sustained energy without causing the blood sugar spikes associated with refined carbohydrates. These humble roots grow beneath the earth, and monks view them as grounding foods that connect us to the soil and provide stable, lasting nourishment. Legumes are another pillar of monk nutrition. Soybeans, lentils, mung beans, and azuki beans appear regularly in various forms. These protein-rich foods provide all the essential amino acids needed for health, disproving the myth that plant-based diets lack adequate protein. Monks have thrived on legumes for generations, maintaining strong bodies and sharp minds well into advanced age. Whole grains complete the foundation. Brown rice, barley, millet, and buckwheat provide complex carbohydrates that fuel the body throughout long days of meditation and work. Unlike refined grains, these whole versions retain their fiber, vitamins, and minerals, offering complete nutrition rather than empty calories. What's remarkable is how monks combine these plant foods. They don't just eat vegetables, they create harmonious meals where different plants complement each other nutritionally. A typical monk meal might combine rice with beans, providing complete protein, alongside fermented vegetables for probiotics and leafy greens for minerals. This isn't accidental, it's nutritional wisdom refined over centuries. Scientific research continues to validate the monk's plant-based approach. Studies show that people who eat primarily plants have lower inflammation levels, better gut health, healthier weight ranges, and significantly reduced risk of chronic diseases. The antioxidants, phytochemicals, and fiber found abundantly in plant foods protect our cells from damage and support optimal function throughout the body. The monk's diet also includes mushrooms, which bridge the gap between plant and animal kingdoms. Shiitake, maitake, and other varieties provide unique compounds that support immune function and overall health. Monks have long recognized mushrooms as medicinal foods, using them to prevent illness and maintain vitality. Sea vegetables represent another important category in the monk's plant-based foundation. Kombu, wakame, nori, and other seaweeds provide minerals often lacking in land-based plants, particularly iodine for thyroid health. These ocean plants concentrate nutrients from the sea, offering exceptional nutritional density. What makes the monk's plant-based approach particularly sustainable is its gentleness on both body and planet. These foods are easier to digest, require less energy to produce, and create a lighter ecological footprint. Monks understood long ago that what's good for personal health is also good for the health of the world around us. The power of simplicity. In our modern world of complicated recipes and endless ingredients, the monk's approach to food preparation offers refreshing clarity. Keep it simple. This isn't about deprivation or boring meals. It's about allowing each ingredient to shine in its natural glory. Monks avoid overly processed foods entirely, You won't find packaged snacks, artificial additives, or heavily manipulated ingredients in a monastery kitchen. This choice protects them from the hidden sugars, excessive sodium, unhealthy fats, and chemical additives that contribute to modern health problems. By eating foods in their whole, natural form, monks receive maximum nutrition with minimum harm. The minimal ingredients philosophy means that a typical monk dish might contain only 5 to 7 ingredients, each chosen purposefully. This simplicity serves multiple functions. First, it makes digestion easier, allowing the body to efficiently extract nutrients without being overwhelmed. Second, it teaches practitioners to appreciate the true flavor of each food, developing a refined palate that finds satisfaction in natural tastes rather than artificial enhancement. Food preparation itself becomes a form of meditation in monastic life. Monks approach cooking with the same mindfulness they bring to sitting meditation. Each cut of the knife, each stir of the pot, becomes an opportunity for present moment awareness. This mindful preparation infuses the food with care and attention, and many believe this energy transfers to those who eat it. When you prepare food simply, you also develop a deeper relationship with your ingredients. You learn to select the freshest vegetables, to recognize quality grains, to understand how different cooking methods affect nutrition and flavor. This knowledge empowers you to make better choices and creates greater food satisfaction. The beauty of simplicity extends to cleanup and sustainability as well. Simple meals mean less waste, fewer dishes, and more time for other meaningful activities. Monks demonstrate that satisfying, nutritious eating doesn't require complexity or hours in the kitchen. Seasonal and local eating monks live in harmony with nature's rhythms, and nowhere is this more evident than in their seasonal eating practices. Rather than consuming the same foods year-round, monks eat what grows naturally in each season, trusting that nature provides exactly what we need when we need it. This seasonal approach offers numerous benefits. Spring vegetables like tender greens and sprouts provide the light, cleansing nutrition needed after winter. Summer brings cooling foods like cucumbers and leafy vegetables that help the body regulate temperature. Autumn offers root vegetables and squashes that prepare us for colder months, while winter provides hearty, warming foods that sustain us through the season's challenges. Eating seasonally also means eating at peak nutritional value. Fruits and vegetables harvested in their natural season contain higher levels of vitamins, minerals, and beneficial compounds compared to those grown out of season or transported long distances. Monks intuitively understood what science now confirms: seasonal produce is more nutritious. The emphasis on local eating creates a deep connection to the land and community. Monks often grow their own food or source it from nearby farms, understanding the soil, water, and climate that produce their meals. This connection fosters gratitude and awareness that extends beyond the plate. Local eating also reduces the environmental impact of food. Without long transportation, fewer resources are consumed, and foods arrive fresher with more life force intact. Monks recognize that truly healthy eating considers not just personal health, but the health of the entire ecosystem. By following seasonal and local patterns, monks maintain variety in their diet naturally. Each season brings different foods, preventing monotony while ensuring a broad spectrum of nutrients throughout the year. This approach makes healthy eating sustainable and enjoyable rather than restrictive. Fermented foods, the secret weapon. If there's one category of foods that gives monks a distinct longevity advantage, it's fermented foods. Walk into any monastery kitchen and you'll find various fermented preparations aging in ceramic pots, each one teeming with beneficial bacteria that support health in remarkable ways. Miso, perhaps the most famous fermented food in Zen Buddhism, appears in monk meals almost daily. This fermented soybean paste, aged anywhere from months to years, provides not just flavor, but extraordinary nutritional benefits. The fermentation process breaks down soybeans into easily digestible components, while creating beneficial enzymes and probiotics that support gut health. Natto, another powerful fermented soybean food, might seem unusual to Western palates with its sticky texture and strong flavor, but monks recognize it as a superfood. Rich in vitamin K2, which supports bone and cardiovascular health, natto also provides nattokinase, an enzyme that may support healthy blood flow. Many monks credit natto with their strong bones and clear arteries well into old age. Pickled vegetables, or sukemono, appear at nearly every monk meal. These aren't the vinegar-based pickles common in Western cuisine. They're vegetables fermented through salt and thyme, creating complex flavors and billions of beneficial bacteria. Pickled radishes, cucumbers, cabbage, and other vegetables provide probiotics that colonize the gut and support immune function. The connection between fermented foods and longevity runs deep. Our gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in our digestive system, influences everything from immune function to mood to disease resistance. Modern research shows that healthy gut bacteria can even affect lifespan. Monks have been cultivating beneficial gut bacteria through fermented foods for centuries, long before scientists understood the mechanism. Traditional fermentation methods used by monks are simple yet precise. Vegetables are salted and weighted, creating an anaerobic environment where beneficial bacteria thrive while harmful ones cannot survive. The process requires patience. Some ferments take weeks or months, but monks view this as another lesson in mindfulness and trust in natural processes. Fermented foods also increase nutrient bioavailability. The fermentation process partially digests foods, making vitamins and minerals more accessible to our bodies. B vitamins multiply during fermentation, and the probiotics themselves produce beneficial compounds that we can't obtain any other way. What makes fermented foods particularly valuable for longevity is their anti-inflammatory effect. Chronic inflammation underlies most age-related diseases, but the beneficial bacteria in fermented foods help regulate the immune system and reduce inflammatory responses throughout the body. Monks approach fermented foods with reverence, understanding that they're consuming living foods that support life within them. Each bite contains millions of beneficial organisms working to support health, and this microscopic assistance may be one of the most important factors in the monk's exceptional longevity. Moderation and hara hachi bu. Perhaps no principle is more important to the monk's longevity than moderation, expressed beautifully in the Okinawan practice of hara hachi bu, eating until 80% full. This simple rule, practiced by monks and centenarians alike, may be one of the most powerful longevity strategies ever discovered. The concept challenges our modern tendency to eat until stuffed. Monks stop eating when they feel satisfied but not full, leaving room in the stomach for digestion to occur comfortably. This practice prevents the sluggishness and discomfort that comes from overeating while ensuring the body receives adequate nutrition. The connection to Okinawa is significant. This Japanese island has one of the highest concentrations of centenarians in the world, and researchers have identified hara hachi bu as a key factor in their longevity. Like monks, Okinawans practice mindful eating and portion control, consuming fewer calories while maintaining optimal nutrition. Scientific research on caloric restriction has revealed remarkable findings. Animals fed nutritious but calorie-restricted diets live significantly longer than those allowed to eat freely. The mechanism involves reduced oxidative stress, improved cellular repair, and better metabolic function. Monks practicing hara hachi bu naturally achieve moderate caloric restriction without strict counting or measurement. This principle also teaches us to eat more slowly and mindfully, giving our body time to signal satiety before we overeat. It takes approximately 20 minutes for fullness signals to reach the brain, so eating slowly and stopping at 80% allows these signals to catch up, preventing excess consumption. If you're finding value in these ancient principles and want to learn more about living a longer, healthier life, subscribe to our channel. We regularly share wisdom that can transform your health and well-being. Specific foods in the monk diet. Rice, the foundation. Rice is more than just a staple in the monk's diet. It's the foundation upon which entire meals are built. For thousands of years, this humble grain has sustained monks through their spiritual practices, providing steady energy and complete nourishment when prepared and consumed properly. The choice between brown and white rice reveals much about monastic wisdom. While white rice has its place in certain traditions, most health-conscious monks prefer brown rice for its superior nutritional profile. Brown rice retains its bran and germ layers, which contain fiber, B vitamins, minerals, and beneficial oils that are stripped away in white rice processing. This whole grain provides sustained energy without the blood sugar spikes associated with refined grains. However, monks understand that proper preparation is crucial. Brown rice requires more careful cooking than white rice, and many monasteries soak their rice for several hours before cooking. This soaking process begins breaking down phytic acid, a compound that can interfere with mineral absorption. By soaking, monks make the grain's nutrients more bioavailable, demonstrating their deep understanding of food chemistry long before modern science explained it. The cooking method matters too. Monks typically cook rice with precise water ratios and controlled heat, allowing the grain to steam gently rather than boil vigorously. This careful preparation preserves nutrients while achieving the perfect texture, each grain separate yet tender, never mushy or sticky, unless intentionally prepared that way for specific dishes. Rice holds spiritual significance beyond its nutritional value. In many Buddhist traditions, each grain of rice represents the hard work of farmers, the sunshine and rain that helped it grow, and the countless beings involved in bringing it to the table. Monks eat rice with profound gratitude, never wasting a single grain. This reverence transforms an ordinary meal into a spiritual practice. The versatility of rice allows monks to create variety within simplicity. It can be cooked into porridge for gentle morning nourishment, served as the base for vegetable and bean dishes at lunch, or formed into simple rice balls for sustenance during long work periods. Mixed with barley or millet, it becomes even more nutritious while adding textural interest. Some monasteries prepare special rice dishes for ceremonies or seasonal celebrations. Sweet rice might be cooked with azuki beans for festivals, or rice might be mixed with seasonal vegetables to honor the harvest. These variations maintain the grain's central role while celebrating nature's abundance. Modern research validates the monk's preference for whole grain rice. Studies show that people who regularly consume brown rice have lower risks of diabetes, heart disease, and certain cancers compared to those who eat primarily white rice. The fiber in brown rice supports healthy digestion and helps maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. Soybeans and soy products. If rice is the foundation of the monk's diet, soybeans are the building blocks of their protein intake. This remarkable legume transforms into numerous forms, each offering unique flavors, textures, and nutritional benefits that have sustained monks for millennia. Tofu stands as perhaps the most versatile soy product in monastic cuisine. Made by curdling soy milk and pressing it into blocks, tofu ranges from silky soft to extra firm, allowing monks to create diverse dishes from a single ingredient. Soft tofu might be gently heated in miso soup for breakfast, while firm tofu can be pressed, marinated and grilled or stir-fried with vegetables for heartier meals. The beauty of tofu lies in its ability to absorb flavors while providing high-quality complete protein. Monks have perfected the art of tofu preparation over centuries, knowing exactly how to press out excess water, how to cut it for different cooking methods, and how to combine it with other ingredients for optimal taste and nutrition. Fresh tofu, made daily in some monasteries, offers a delicate sweetness that packaged versions rarely match. Tempeh represents another soy transformation, one that involves fermentation. Originated in Indonesia but adopted by many Buddhist communities, tempeh is made by fermenting whole soybeans with beneficial fungi. The fermentation process binds the beans into a firm cake while increasing vitamin content and digestibility. Tempeh provides a heartier, more substantial protein source than tofu, with a nutty flavor that needs no disguising. Monks appreciate tempeh not just for its nutrition, but for what the fermentation represents. A collaboration with beneficial microorganisms that transforms simple ingredients into something more nutritious and delicious. Sliced and pan-fried until crispy, tempeh becomes a satisfying centerpiece for meals, offering both protein and probiotics. We've already discussed miso and natto in the fermented food section, but their importance to the monk's diet cannot be overstated. These fermented soy products appear in monastic meals almost daily, providing not just protein, but also the beneficial bacteria that support gut health and longevity. Fresh soybeans, known as edamame, offer another option, especially when in season. Monks might steam these young green soybeans and serve them simply with a touch of salt, celebrating the bean in its most natural form. This preparation provides complete protein along with fiber, vitamins and minerals in a form that's easy to digest. Soy milk, made by soaking and grinding soybeans with water, then straining out the solids, provides a calcium-rich beverage that can be consumed plain or used in cooking. Some monasteries make fresh soy milk daily, and the leftover pulp, called okara, is never wasted. This fiber-rich byproduct finds its way into other dishes, demonstrating the monk's commitment to using every part of their ingredients. The protein quality of soy products deserves special mention. Soybeans are one of the few plant foods that contain all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that meet human needs. This makes them a complete protein source, equivalent to meat, eggs, or dairy. Monks thriving on plant-based diets for generations prove that soy protein can support optimal health throughout a long life. Different monasteries develop their own soy preparation specialties. Some might excel at making delicate tofu skin, the film that forms on the surface of heated soy milk. Others might specialize in aged tofu products that develop complex cheese-like flavors. This diversity within a single ingredient keeps the diet interesting while maintaining nutritional consistency. Vegetables, the rainbow approach. Monks understand what modern nutritionists have only recently confirmed. Eating a rainbow of vegetables provides the broadest spectrum of nutrients and health-protecting compounds. Each color represents different phytonutrients, and by including variety, monks ensure comprehensive nutrition. Leafy greens form the backbone of vegetable consumption in monastic life. Spinach, bok choy, kale, mustard greens, and countless other varieties appear daily in monk meals. These green powerhouses provide vitamins A, C, and K, along with minerals like iron, calcium, and magnesium. The chlorophyll that gives them their green color offers additional health benefits, supporting detoxification and cellular health. Monks prepare leafy greens in various ways to maintain interest and maximize nutrition. Some are eaten raw in salads, others are lightly steamed to preserve their nutrients while making them easier to digest, and still others are added to soups where their cooking liquid becomes part of the nutritious broth. The key is gentle cooking that preserves color and nutrients rather than boiling them into submission. Root vegetables provide grounding, sustaining energy that complements the lighter nature of leafy greens. Daikon radish, a staple in Zen monasteries, offers a crisp texture and mild flavor while providing digestive enzymes that help break down other foods. Burdock root, with its earthy flavor, is prized for its blood-purifying properties and has been used in traditional medicine for centuries. Sweet potatoes hold special status among root vegetables. Unlike regular potatoes, sweet potatoes appear frequently in monk diets, providing complex carbohydrates, fiber, vitamin A, and a natural sweetness that satisfies without refined sugar. Monks might roast them whole, steam and mash them, or incorporate them into warming stews. Sea vegetables represent a unique category that sets the monk's diet apart. Kombu, wakame, nori, and other seaweeds provide minerals found nowhere else in the plant kingdom, particularly iodine for thyroid health. These ocean plants also contain compounds that may protect against radiation and support immune function. Monks add kombu to cooking water for rice and beans, both for flavor and to improve digestibility. Wakame appears in miso soup, while nori wraps rice balls or garnishes other dishes. Mushrooms bridge the gap between plants and the mineral world, and monks treat them with special reverence. Shiitake mushrooms, fresh or dried, provide immune-supporting compounds that have been studied extensively for their health benefits. Meitake mushrooms offer similar properties, while reishi, though too tough to eat, is brewed into medicinal teas. Monks understand that mushrooms absorb and concentrate nutrients from their growing medium, making them exceptionally nutritious. They also provide umami, the savory fifth taste, which makes plant-based meals more satisfying without animal products. A simple dish of sautéed mushrooms with greens over rice becomes a complete, satisfying meal. The rainbow approach means monks also include orange and yellow vegetables like carrots, winter squash, and bell peppers when available. Purple vegetables like eggplant and red cabbage add anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect cells from damage. White vegetables like cauliflower and turnips contribute their own unique nutritional profiles. This variety isn't random or forced. It follows seasonal availability. Spring brings tender greens, summer offers abundant variety, autumn provides root vegetables and squashes, and winter features hardy greens and stored roots. By eating with the seasons, monks naturally achieve vegetable diversity throughout the year. Legumes and beans. Beyond soybeans, monks incorporate a wide variety of legumes and beans into their diet, each offering unique flavors, textures, and nutritional profiles. These protein-rich foods have sustained plant-based eaters for millennia, providing essential amino acids, fiber, and minerals. Adzuki beans, small and dark red, hold special significance in Asian Buddhist traditions. These beans are easier to digest than many other legumes and have a slightly sweet flavor that makes them versatile. Monks cook adzuki beans with rice for a protein-complete meal or sweeten them slightly for special occasion desserts. The beans are also believed to support kidney health in traditional medicine. Lentils, in their various colors, brown, green, red, and black, cook quickly compared to other legumes, making them practical for monastic kitchens. Red lentils break down into a creamy consistency, perfect for soups and stews. Green and brown lentils hold their shape, working well in salads or as side dishes. Each variety provides excellent protein, iron, and folate. Chickpeas, while less common in traditional East Asian monasteries, have become popular in Buddhist communities worldwide. These versatile legumes can be roasted for snacks, ground into flour for various preparations, or cooked whole in curries and stews. Their mild, nutty flavor complements many seasonings and cooking styles. Mung beans, small and green, are prized for their cooling properties and easy digestibility. Monks sprout mung beans to create fresh, living food even in winter, and the sprouts add crisp texture and fresh flavor to meals. Whole mung beans cook into nourishing soups or can be ground into flour for savory pancakes. The nutritional benefits of legumes extend beyond protein. They provide resistant starch, a type of fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria and supports metabolic health. Legumes also have a low glycemic index, meaning they release energy slowly and help maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. Traditional recipes for beans involve careful preparation. Monks typically soak dried beans overnight, which reduces cooking time, improves digestibility, and begins breaking down compounds that can cause gas. The soaking water is discarded, then beans are cooked with fresh water, often with a strip of kombu seaweed added for flavor and to further enhance digestibility. Grains beyond rice. While rice forms the foundation, monks understand the importance of grain diversity. Different whole grains provide varying nutrient profiles, and rotating among them ensures comprehensive nutrition while preventing dietary monotony. Barley, one of the oldest cultivated grains, appears frequently in monk meals. This chewy grain can be cooked like rice, added to soups for body and nutrition, or ground into flour. Barley provides more fiber than most other grains and contains beta-glucans, special fibers that support heart health and immune function. Some monasteries cook barley and rice together, combining their nutritional strengths. Millet, small golden grains that cook quickly, offers excellent nutrition in an easily digestible form. This ancient grain is naturally alkaline, which some believe helps balance the body's pH. Millet can be cooked into a creamy porridge for breakfast, prepared like rice as a side dish, or puffed and used in various preparations. Its mild, slightly sweet flavor makes it versatile and appealing. Buckwheat, despite its name, isn't related to wheat at all. It's actually a seed. Monks value buckwheat for its complete protein profile and rich mineral content, particularly magnesium and manganese. Buckwheat noodles, called soba, are a traditional food in Zen monasteries, served hot in broth or cold with dipping sauce. The whole groats can also be cooked like rice or ground into flour for various uses. Each of these grains contributes unique flavors and textures to the monk's diet. Barley's chewiness provides satisfying substance, millet's lightness makes it perfect for warmer weather, and buckwheat's hearty character suits cold seasons. By rotating through different grains, monks naturally vary their nutrient intake and keep their palates interested. The emphasis on whole grains rather than refined versions is crucial. Whole grains contain the bran, germ, and endosperm, providing fiber, vitamins, minerals, and beneficial plant compounds. Refined grains, stripped of their nutritious outer layers, offer mainly empty calories. Monks understood this principle long before nutritional science confirmed it. Nuts, seeds, and healthy fats. While the monk's diet emphasizes whole plant foods and complex carbohydrates, healthy fats play an important supporting role. Nuts, seeds, and quality oils provide essential fatty acids, fat-soluble vitamins, and satisfying richness that makes plant-based meals complete. Sesame seeds hold particular importance in Buddhist cuisine. These tiny seeds pack remarkable nutrition, calcium, iron, magnesium, and beneficial oils. Monks toast sesame seeds to enhance their nutty flavor, then grind them into paste for various uses or sprinkle them whole over dishes for texture and nutrition. Black sesame seeds, especially prized, are believed to support healthy aging. Sesame oil, extracted from toasted sesame seeds, provides the primary cooking and flavoring oil in many monasteries. Its rich, nutty aroma enhances simple vegetables, and its high smoke point makes it suitable for various cooking methods. Monks use sesame oil sparingly but consistently, understanding that a little provides both flavor and nutrition. Walnuts appear in monastic diets, particularly in mountain monasteries where walnut trees grow abundantly. These brain-shaped nuts provide omega-3 fatty acids, rare in plant foods, which support cognitive function and reduce inflammation. A small handful of walnuts provides satisfying energy and important nutrients without excess calories. Pine nuts, though expensive, appear in special occasion dishes or are used sparingly to add richness. These delicate nuts provide unique minerals and a buttery flavor that elevates simple preparations. Monks might add a few pine nuts to sautéed greens or incorporate them into rice dishes for texture and nutrition. The key principle with nuts and seeds is moderation. While nutritious, these foods are calorically dense, and monks practice the same mindful portion control with nuts as they do with all foods. A small handful provides benefits, excessive consumption adds unnecessary calories, and can create digestive challenges. Monks avoid heavily processed or rancid oils, preferring fresh, cold-pressed options when oils are used. The quality of fat consumed matters enormously for health, and monks intuitively understood that fresh, minimally processed fats serve the body better than refined or damaged ones. Teas and herbal infusions. Hydration plays a crucial role in the monk's approach to health, and rather than plain water alone, monks often consume various teas and herbal infusions throughout the day. These beverages provide not just hydration, but also numerous health benefits. Green tea holds special ceremonial and practical significance in Zen Buddhism. The preparation and consumption of tea can itself become a meditation, with every movement deliberate and mindful. Beyond ceremony, monks drink green tea throughout the day for its gentle stimulant effects from caffeine and L-theanine, which promote alert calmness, perfect for meditation and study. The health benefits of green tea are extraordinary. Rich in catechins and other antioxidants, regular green tea consumption is associated with improved brain function, fat loss, lower cancer risk, and increased longevity. Monks have been experiencing these benefits for over 1,000 years, long before scientists could explain the mechanisms. Roasted barley tea, called mugicha, provides a caffeine-free alternative that's especially popular in warmer months. This nutty, slightly sweet beverage hydrates without stimulation and is believed to have cooling properties. Monasteries often keep large pots of barley tea available for monks to drink throughout the day. Medicinal herbal teas address specific health needs. Ginger tea warms the body and supports digestion. Chrysanthemum tea cools and clarifies. Goji berry tea nourishes and strengthens. Each herb or food item brewed into tea carries specific properties, and monks select their beverages based on season, individual constitution, and current needs. The practice of mindful tea drinking itself contributes to health. Taking time to prepare and savor tea creates moments of pause in the day, reducing stress and promoting digestion. Whether alone or in community, tea time becomes a restorative practice that nourishes more than just the body. Monks typically avoid cold beverages, preferring room temperature or warm drinks that don't shock the digestive system. This practice is believed to support optimal digestion and energy flow throughout the body. The Forbidden 5 Foods. Monks avoid understanding what monks don't eat is as important as knowing what they do consume. The Forbidden 5 vegetables, garlic, onions, leeks, chives, and shallots, are traditionally avoided in strict Buddhist monasteries, though the reasoning might surprise you. These 5 pungent vegetables aren't avoided due to health concerns. In fact, modern science shows they offer numerous benefits. Rather, Buddhist teachings suggest these foods increase certain energies that can interfere with meditation practice. They're believed to stimulate desires and agitation when eaten raw, or promote drowsiness when cooked, neither state being ideal for meditation. Some interpretations suggest these vegetables' strong flavors and odors could be distracting during meditation or inconsiderate in close communal living. Others point to texts suggesting they may increase certain mental states that run counter to spiritual cultivation. Modern practitioners interpret this guideline differently. Some strictly avoid these vegetables, while others include them for their health benefits, prioritizing physical wellness alongside spiritual practice. Many monasteries today have relaxed this restriction, especially those focusing more on community service than intensive meditation. What's valuable about this traditional avoidance is the underlying principle: being thoughtful about how foods affect not just physical health, but also mental and spiritual states. This holistic view of nutrition considers the whole person rather than just calories and nutrients. For those following monk-inspired eating at home, the choice to include or avoid these vegetables is personal. The most important lesson is awareness, understanding how different foods affect your body, mind, and practice, then making conscious choices aligned with your goals. Daily routine and meal structure. A day in the life, monastic eating schedule. The monk's day begins before dawn, and their eating schedule reflects a deep understanding of circadian rhythms and digestive capacity. This time-tested routine maximizes energy, supports health, and aligns eating with the body's natural patterns. Most monks rise around 4 or 5 a.m., beginning their day with meditation before any food consumption. This practice allows the mind to be clear and focused, uninfluenced by the heaviness of food. After an hour or two of meditation and morning duties, breakfast is served, typically between 6 and 7 a.m. Breakfast in a monastery is substantial yet easily digestible. A typical morning meal might include rice porridge, called congee or okayu, cooked until soft and nourishing. This gentle breakfast warms the digestive system and provides sustained energy without overwhelming it. The porridge might be accompanied by pickled vegetables, a small portion of miso soup, and perhaps some steamed greens. Some monasteries add barley or other grains to the rice porridge for enhanced nutrition. The beauty of this breakfast lies in its simplicity and digestibility. After hours of fasting during sleep, the digestive system awakens gently with warm, easy-to-process foods. Monks eat breakfast mindfully. Understanding it sets the tone for the entire day. This meal provides the foundation for hours of meditation, study, and physical work ahead. Lunch, served around 11 a.m. or noon, is the main meal of the day. This timing aligns perfectly with digestive capacity. The stomach's acid production and digestive enzymes are strongest in the middle of the day. Monks consume their largest meal when their bodies are best equipped to process and absorb nutrients. A typical lunch might include a generous bowl of brown rice, miso soup with tofu and seaweed, several vegetable dishes showcasing different cooking methods and seasonal produce, perhaps some beans or additional protein sources, and pickled vegetables. The meal is substantial, providing adequate calories and nutrients to sustain monks through the afternoon. The philosophy behind making lunch the main meal is profound. By front-loading calories earlier in the day, monks ensure they have energy when they need it most, for work, study, and practice. Their bodies have hours of activity ahead to utilize these nutrients, rather than consuming large amounts of food before sleep, when the body's metabolism naturally slows. The afternoon continues with work duties, meditation, and study, fueled by the substantial lunch. There's no snacking between meals in traditional monasteries. Monks eat at designated times, and that's all. This intermittent fasting pattern, though not intentional in that sense, provides the digestive system with extended rest periods. Dinner, when served at all, is light and early, typically around 5 or 6 p.m. Many strict monasteries follow the Buddhist precept of not eating after noon, but others that do serve dinner keep it minimal. A light dinner might consist of leftover rice, simple soup, and perhaps a small vegetable dish. The emphasis is on light, easily digestible foods that won't burden the system before sleep. Some monasteries serve only tea in the evening, allowing the digestive system to rest completely through the night. This extended fasting period, from early evening until morning, gives the body time for cellular repair and regeneration rather than constant digestion. The light or no dinner philosophy recognizes that evening hours are for winding down, not fueling up. Unlike modern habits of eating large dinners late at night, monks finish eating while daylight remains, allowing several hours for digestion before sleep. This practice supports better sleep quality and allows the body to focus on restoration rather than digestion during nighttime hours. Weekend or ceremonial days might feature slightly different schedules, but the core principle remains: eating substantial meals earlier when digestive capacity is highest and keeping evening eating light or absent. This pattern has sustained monks in excellent health for generations. Meal preparation as practice. In monastic life, the kitchen is not merely a place to prepare food. It's a sacred space where spiritual practice continues through everyday actions. The approach monks take to meal preparation reveals profound wisdom about mindfulness, service, and the transformation of mundane tasks into meaningful practice. Kitchen duty rotates among monks, ensuring everyone participates in this essential work. This rotation serves multiple purposes. It prevents any single person from bearing the burden alone, it teaches humility to all regardless of their scholarly achievements, and it provides every monk the opportunity to practice mindfulness through cooking. The monk assigned to kitchen duty, often called the tenzo in Zen tradition, approaches this role with the same seriousness as meditation or study. Preparing food for the community is not a chore to rush through. It's an opportunity to practice presence, care, and attention. Every carrot chopped, every grain of rice washed, becomes a meditation in itself. Silent preparation characterizes monastic kitchens. Rather than chatting or listening to music, monks work in focused silence, allowing their full attention to rest on each task. This silence isn't oppressive. It's peaceful and purposeful. Without distraction, the mind can fully engage with the work at hand, noticing the texture of vegetables, the sound of knife on cutting board, the aroma of cooking food. This silent attention transforms cooking into a moving meditation. The repetitive actions, washing, cutting, stirring, become like a walking meditation or mindful breathing. The mind settles into the rhythm of the work, finding peace in simple, purposeful action. Monks report that kitchen duty, far from being a burden, often provides some of their most profound meditative experiences. The collective responsibility aspect is equally important. While one or two monks might lead kitchen duty on any given day, others pitch in where needed. After meals, everyone participates in cleanup. This shared responsibility builds community and prevents the emergence of hierarchy. The scholar monk washes dishes alongside everyone else. Preparation begins with careful planning. The tenzo considers what's in season, what's available in storage, and what will provide optimal nutrition for the community. They might plan meals days in advance, ensuring variety and balance throughout the week. This planning itself is a practice in foresight and care for others. Before any cutting or cooking begins, monks typically clean the kitchen thoroughly, creating an orderly workspace that supports mindful action. The organization of tools, ingredients, and space reflects the organized mind they cultivate through practice. The art of food presentation. While monks avoid extravagance and waste, they deeply appreciate the visual beauty of food. The presentation of meals is considered an important aspect of the eating experience, engaging all senses and promoting mindfulness. Traditional monk meals are served in oryoki bowls, a nested set of bowls that each hold different components of the meal. The largest bowl holds rice, medium bowls contain soup and main dishes, and the smallest holds pickles or condiments. This presentation system is practical. The bowls stack for easy storage and carrying, but it's also beautiful in its simplicity and order. Food is arranged thoughtfully in each bowl. Rice is shaped neatly, not just dumped. Vegetables are placed with attention to color contrast and visual appeal. Garnishes like sesame seeds or strips of nori add final touches. The goal isn't fancy restaurant presentation, but rather simple, clean beauty that honors the food and those who will eat it. The principle, eating with the eyes first, recognizes that we begin enjoying food before it touches our lips. Visual appeal stimulates appetite and prepares the digestive system. Moreover, beautiful presentation demonstrates respect for the food itself, for those who grew and prepared it, and for the community who will consume it. Small portions arranged beautifully are preferred over large, sloppy servings. A modest amount of rice, shaped into a neat mound, appears more appealing and promotes mindful eating better than an overflowing bowl. Each element of the meal has its place, creating visual harmony that reflects the harmony monks seek in all aspects of life. Color variety naturally occurs when eating diverse vegetables, but monks consciously create visual interest. A bowl might contain the white of rice, the green of steamed vegetables, the orange of carrot, the black of seaweed, and the red of pickled plum. This rainbow on the plate is both nutritious and beautiful. Seasonal garnishes acknowledge the time of year. Spring might bring fresh green herbs. Summer could include edible flowers. Autumn features colorful leaves as decoration, and winter embraces simpler, more austere presentation. These touches connect meals to the larger cycles of nature. The beauty of monk food presentation lies in its restraint. There's no garnish for garnish's sake, no elaborate carving or fussy arrangement. Instead, the natural beauty of whole foods is honored and highlighted through simple, thoughtful placement. This approach teaches appreciation for food as it is, not hiding it under sauces or elaborate presentation. Communal eating and silence. Meals in a monastery are communal events, bringing the entire community together at designated times. This shared eating experience serves multiple functions. It builds community bonds, ensures everyone is fed, and transforms eating from a purely physical act into a spiritual practice. Before anyone eats, the community gathers in silence. All food is served simultaneously, and no one begins until everyone is seated and ready. This waiting cultivates patience and awareness of others. The individual desire to eat immediately is subordinated to the needs of the community. Many monasteries begin meals with a brief reflection or blessing, not necessarily religious, but acknowledging gratitude for the food, those who produced it, and the opportunity to eat together. This moment of gratitude shifts the mind from everyday concerns into a more present, appreciative state. The meal itself proceeds in complete silence. No talking, no unnecessary sounds, just the quiet sounds of eating, chopsticks on bowls, gentle chewing, perhaps the rustle of movement. This silence isn't awkward as it might be in social settings, it's peaceful and purposeful. Eating in silence allows complete focus on the food and the experience of eating. Without conversation to distract, monks can fully taste each bite, notice textures and temperatures, and pay attention to satiety signals. This silent eating is perhaps the purest form of mindful eating. Nothing distracts from the direct experience of nourishment. The silence also creates a meditative atmosphere in the dining hall. The same quality of awareness cultivated in sitting meditation extends to eating. Monks eat with the same focused presence they bring to their formal practice, recognizing that any activity can be an opportunity for mindfulness. Beyond individual mindfulness, communal silent eating builds a particular kind of connection. Though not talking, monks are deeply aware of each other's presence. They eat at a similar pace, staying generally synchronized as a community. This shared experience without words creates bonds of understanding and mutual respect. Practical considerations also support silent eating. Talking while eating can lead to swallowing air, eating too quickly, or poor digestion. Silence naturally slows the pace of eating, promoting better chewing and digestion. It also prevents the loud, chaotic atmosphere that can characterize large group meals. After eating, there's typically a brief period for cleaning one's own bowls, often done with tea poured into the bowls to rinse them, which is then consumed so nothing is wasted. This ritual completion of the meal, also done in silence, teaches responsibility and respect for utensils and resources. The community eating experience, while silent, is profoundly social. Monks support each other through shared practice, and meals are no exception. Eating together in mindful silence builds community in ways that casual conversation never could, creating bonds based on shared values and mutual practice rather than just social pleasantries. Take a moment to share this video with someone who might benefit from these ancient eating wisdom: a friend seeking better health, a family member interested in longevity, or anyone curious about mindful living. These principles can transform lives when shared. Scientific evidence and longevity connection, blue zones and monk communities. The connection between the monk's diet and exceptional longevity isn't just anecdotal, it's supported by compelling population-level evidence. When we examine the world's blue zones, regions where people regularly live past 100 years in good health, we find striking similarities to monastic eating patterns. Okinawa, Japan, stands out as perhaps the most relevant blue zone for understanding monk dietary wisdom. This island has one of the highest concentrations of centenarians in the world, and the traditional Okinawan diet bears remarkable resemblance to what monks eat daily. The foundation of both diets is plant-based whole foods, with sweet potatoes, vegetables, legumes, and soy products forming the bulk of calories. The Okinawan practice of hara hachi bu, eating until 80% full, mirrors the monks' emphasis on moderation. Both populations consume significantly fewer calories than typical Western diets, yet they achieve better health outcomes and longer lifespans. This isn't malnutrition, it's optimal nutrition consumed in moderate amounts. Statistical evidence from Okinawa is compelling. Traditional Okinawans have an 80% lower risk of heart disease and breast cancer compared to Americans, and half the risk of ovarian and colon cancers. Their rate of dementia is significantly lower, and they maintain physical and mental function well into their 90s and beyond. These aren't genetic advantages. When Okinawans adopt Western diets, their health deteriorates to match Western patterns. Buddhist monasteries throughout Asia demonstrate similar longevity patterns. While comprehensive statistics are difficult to obtain from religious communities, historical records and modern observations consistently show monks living well into their 80s, 90s, and beyond, often with better health than the general population. More importantly, these monks maintain mental clarity and physical capability at ages when others are typically declining. The Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, another blue zone, shows similar dietary patterns despite different geography and culture. Their diet emphasizes beans, corn, squash, and tropical fruits, all whole plant foods similar in principle to the monks' approach. They practice mindful eating, maintain strong community bonds, and have a sense of purpose just as monks do. Loma Linda, California, home to a large Adventist community that follows predominantly plant-based diets for religious reasons, demonstrates that these benefits translate across cultures. Adventists who follow vegetarian or vegan diets live significantly longer than their meat-eating counterparts and the general population, with lower rates of most chronic diseases. Sardinia, Italy, and Icaria, Greece, two more blue zones, while not vegetarian, consume meat rarely and in small amounts. Their diets emphasize legumes, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, with moderate portions and strong community eating traditions. The principles align with monastic wisdom, even if the specific foods differ. What unites all blue zones and monk communities is not just what they eat, but how they eat. Meals are social or mindful events, not hurried or distracted affairs. Food is viewed as nourishment and even medicine, not just fuel or entertainment. Portions are moderate, and eating stops before fullness. These behavioral patterns may be as important as the specific foods consumed. The longevity advantage seen in these populations isn't modest, it's substantial. People in blue zones live, on average, 10 to 12 years longer than typical populations, and more importantly, they live healthier lives with fewer years of disability and disease. They're not just surviving longer, they're thriving longer. Modern research comparing vegetarian and vegan populations to omnivorous ones consistently shows health advantages for plant-based eaters. A major study following over 96,000 people found that vegetarians lived, on average, 3.6 years longer than non-vegetarians, with vegans showing even greater longevity benefits. Modern science validates ancient wisdom. While monks developed their dietary practices through observation and spiritual guidance over millennia, modern science now provides the mechanisms explaining why these practices work so well. The validation is remarkable. What monks knew intuitively, researchers can now prove in laboratories and clinical studies. Plant-based diets have been extensively studied, and the evidence overwhelmingly supports their health benefits. A comprehensive review published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that plant-based diets reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 40%. The mechanisms are clear. Plant foods contain no cholesterol, are low in saturated fat, high in fiber, and rich in protective compounds that support arterial health. Studies on cancer prevention show similar advantages. Research published in JAMA Internal Medicine following over 77,000 people found that vegetarian diets were associated with a 22% lower risk of colorectal cancer. Other research shows reduced risk of breast, prostate, and other cancers among those eating primarily plant-based diets. The protective compounds in plants, antioxidants, fiber, and phytochemicals, defend cells against the damage that leads to cancer. The caloric restriction research is perhaps most fascinating. Scientists have known for decades that reducing calorie intake while maintaining nutrition extends lifespan in virtually every species studied, from yeast to primates. The monk's practice of eating until 80% full naturally achieves moderate caloric restriction without formal calorie counting. The mechanisms behind caloric restriction's benefits include reduced oxidative stress, enhanced cellular repair processes, improved insulin sensitivity, and activation of genes associated with longevity. When we eat less, our bodies shift from growth mode to maintenance and repair mode, potentially slowing aging at the cellular level. Fermented foods and the microbiome represent another area where science validates ancient practice. Research over the past decade has revolutionized our understanding of gut bacteria's role in overall health. The trillions of microorganisms in our digestive system influence immune function, mental health, metabolism, and even aging. Studies show that fermented foods introduce beneficial bacteria while also providing compounds that support existing microbiome health. Research published in Cell found that a diet rich in fermented foods increased microbiome diversity and decreased inflammation markers. Other studies link healthy gut bacteria to reduced risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and even depression. The specific fermented foods monks consume, miso, natto, pickled vegetables, have been individually studied. Natto consumption is associated with better bone health and reduced cardiovascular disease risk. Miso contains compounds that may protect against radiation damage and support immune function. The fermentation process itself creates bioactive peptides and vitamins that aren't present in unfermented foods. Antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds in plant foods provide another mechanism for the diet's benefits. Chronic inflammation underlies most age-related diseases, from heart disease to Alzheimer's to arthritis. Plant foods contain thousands of compounds that reduce inflammation and neutralize free radicals that damage cells. Studies measuring inflammatory markers in people's blood show that those eating plant-based diets have significantly lower levels compared to omnivores. This reduced inflammation likely explains much of the protection against chronic disease. Specific compounds like polyphenols from tea, isoflavones from soy, and carotenoids from vegetables all contribute to this anti-inflammatory effect. The synergistic effect of combining multiple healthy dietary practices amplifies benefits. Research shows that people who combine plant-based eating with moderate portions, regular fasting periods, and high fermented food intake achieve better health outcomes than those practicing any single element alone. The monk's diet isn't just one beneficial practice, it's multiple evidence-based strategies working together. Nutrient density research validates the monk's emphasis on whole foods. Studies comparing the vitamin and mineral content of whole plant foods to processed alternatives consistently show dramatic differences. A whole sweet potato contains dozens of beneficial compounds. A processed sweet potato product contains mostly starch and additives. The monk's insistence on whole, minimally processed foods ensures maximum nutrition per calorie consumed. Mental clarity and cognitive benefits. The monk's diet doesn't just extend lifespan and prevent physical disease. It profoundly affects brain health and cognitive function. The connection between what we eat and how well our minds work is now supported by extensive scientific research. Brain health depends heavily on what we consume. The brain, though only 2% of body weight, uses about 20% of the body's energy and requires specific nutrients to function optimally. The monk's diet provides these nutrients in abundance while avoiding substances that harm cognitive function. Omega-3 fatty acids, crucial for brain structure and function, come from walnuts and certain seeds in the monk's diet. The B vitamins abundant in whole grains and fermented foods support neurotransmitter production. Antioxidants from colorful vegetables protect brain cells from oxidative damage. This nutrient profile supports not just basic brain function, but optimal cognitive performance. Studies show that people eating plant-based diets have better cognitive function in old age and lower rates of dementia. A study published in Neurology found that people who ate the most flavonoid-rich foods, compounds abundant in plant foods, had 20% lower rates of cognitive decline. Another study following nearly 6,000 people found that those eating the most vegetables, especially leafy greens, had significantly slower rates of cognitive decline. The meditation and nutrition synergy is particularly interesting. Both meditation and healthy diet independently support brain health, but together their benefits multiply. Meditation increases blood flow to the brain, promotes neuroplasticity, and may even slow brain aging. When combined with a nutrient-rich anti-inflammatory diet, these effects are enhanced. Research using brain imaging shows that long-term meditators have less age-related brain atrophy. They maintain gray matter volume in areas that typically shrink with age. While we can't separate diet from meditation in monk populations, studies suggest both practices contribute to these brain protective effects. The gut-brain axis provides another mechanism linking the monk's diet to cognitive health. The gut microbiome, nourished by fermented foods and fiber, produces neurotransmitters and other compounds that directly affect brain function. Research shows that gut bacteria influence mood, anxiety, and even decision-making. The monk's emphasis on fermented foods and gut health may support mental clarity through this gut-brain connection. Blood sugar stability, maintained through complex carbohydrates and moderate eating, supports consistent cognitive function. The brain depends on steady glucose supply, and the monk's diet provides this without the spikes and crashes associated with refined carbohydrates and large meals. This stability supports sustained focus and mental clarity throughout the day. Prevention of cognitive decline may be one of the most important benefits of the monk's dietary approach. Alzheimer's disease and other dementias are increasingly common in aging populations eating Western diets. The monk's diet addresses multiple risk factors for cognitive decline. It reduces inflammation, supports vascular health, provides neuroprotective compounds, and maintains healthy metabolism. Studies on specific foods in the monk's diet reveal cognitive benefits. Green tea consumption is associated with better cognitive function and lower dementia risk. Soy foods may protect against cognitive decline, particularly in Asian populations accustomed to consuming them. Mushrooms, especially varieties like lion's mane, show promise for supporting brain health and possibly stimulating nerve growth factor production. The combination of practices, plant-based eating, caloric moderation, fasting periods, and mindful eating, creates an optimal environment for brain health. The brain thrives on challenge and variety, and the monk's approach provides exactly that through diverse plant compounds while avoiding inflammatory and oxidative stress. Physical health benefits. Beyond longevity and cognitive function, the monk's diet provides comprehensive physical health benefits that modern research continues to validate. The protection against chronic diseases is remarkable and affects virtually every system in the body. Cardiovascular health benefits are among the most well-established. Plant-based diets dramatically reduce heart disease risk through multiple mechanisms. They lower cholesterol levels, particularly LDL or bad cholesterol, because they contain no dietary cholesterol and are low in saturated fat. The fiber in plant foods binds cholesterol in the digestive system, removing it from the body. Blood pressure improvements are significant in those following plant-based diets. A meta-analysis of multiple studies found that vegetarian diets reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 7 points and diastolic by 5 points, enough to significantly reduce heart attack and stroke risk. The potassium-rich vegetables and low-sodium approach naturally support healthy blood pressure. Cancer prevention represents another major benefit. Beyond the statistics mentioned earlier, research reveals specific mechanisms. Plant foods contain hundreds of anti-cancer compounds, from cruciferous vegetables, sulforaphane, to berries, ellagic acid, to soy's isoflavones. These compounds protect DNA, support detoxification, and may even cause cancer cells to self-destruct while leaving healthy cells unharmed. Diabetes prevention and management benefit tremendously from the monk's dietary approach. Type 2 diabetes, epidemic in modern populations, is largely preventable through diet and lifestyle. Plant-based diets improve insulin sensitivity, help maintain healthy weight, and provide steady blood sugar control through complex carbohydrates and fiber. Research shows that people eating plant-based diets have about half the risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to omnivores. For those already diabetic, adopting a plant-based diet often leads to dramatic improvements. with many people reducing or eliminating medication under medical supervision. Weight management happens naturally on the monk's diet without calorie counting or hunger. Plant foods are naturally lower in calorie density. You can eat satisfying portions while consuming fewer calories. The fiber creates feelings of fullness, and the absence of processed foods eliminates empty calories. Studies show that vegetarians and vegans typically maintain healthier weights than omnivores without trying to restrict portions. The monk's practice of eating until 80% full provides a natural governor preventing overconsumption. Combined with whole plant foods, this approach allows the body to reach and maintain its natural healthy weight. The emphasis on mindful, slow eating also supports better weight management by allowing satiety signals time to register before overeating occurs. Practical application for modern life. Adapting monk diet to Western life. The principles underlying the monk's diet are universal, but adapting them to modern Western life requires thoughtful consideration. The good news is that you don't need to join a monastery or completely upend your life to benefit from these ancient practices. Finding balance is key. You might not be ready to adopt a fully plant-based diet immediately, and that's okay. Start by increasing the proportion of plants in your meals. Make vegetables the star of the plate rather than a side dish. Try having a few completely plant-based days each week, then gradually increase if it feels right. The monk's emphasis on whole foods translates easily to any grocery store. Choose brown rice over white, whole grain bread over refined, fresh vegetables over canned. When buying packaged foods, read ingredients. Fewer and more recognizable ingredients indicate less processing. This principle applies whether you're shopping at a specialty health store or a regular supermarket. Substitutions and alternatives make the transition easier. If you're used to meat-centered meals, explore hearty plant proteins like tempeh, lentils, and beans. These foods can be seasoned and prepared in ways that satisfy the desire for substantial, protein-rich meals. Nutritional yeast provides a cheesy flavor for those missing dairy. Dates and other dried fruits can satisfy sweet cravings naturally. Dealing with social situations requires flexibility and communication. When dining with others, look for vegetable-heavy options or sides you can combine into a meal. Most restaurants now offer plant-based options, and many are happy to accommodate requests. At social gatherings, offer to bring a dish. This ensures you'll have something to eat while introducing others to delicious plant-based food. Family considerations matter too. If you're the only one in your household interested in eating this way, consider preparing shared vegetable and grain dishes that everyone can enjoy, with separate protein options for those who want them. Many monk-inspired dishes are naturally appealing to diverse palates. A flavorful vegetable stir-fry or hearty bean soup can satisfy everyone. The mindful eating practices transfer seamlessly to any setting. You can eat slowly and chew thoroughly whether you're having a formal dinner or a quick lunch. Taking a moment of gratitude before meals works anywhere. Even in a busy Western lifestyle, you can create moments of mindful eating practice. Budget concerns sometimes arise, but eating like a monk can actually save money. Rice, beans, and seasonal vegetables cost less than meat and processed foods. Buying whole foods and preparing them yourself is more economical than purchasing convenience items. The initial investment in pantry staples like whole grains and dried legumes goes far. Time constraints are real, but monk-inspired meals can be quick. Rice cookers make hands-off grain preparation simple. Batch cooking on weekends provides ready meals throughout the week. Many monk-style dishes are one-pot meals requiring minimal preparation. Simplicity, a core principle, naturally saves time. Cultural adaptation is important. You don't need to eat only Asian foods to follow monk principles. The Mediterranean diet, with its emphasis on vegetables, legumes, whole grains, and olive oil, aligns with monk principles. Traditional African, Latin American and Middle Eastern cuisines all have plant-based dishes that embody similar wisdom. The key is understanding principles rather than rigidly following specific practices. Monks in different countries eat different foods based on what grows locally. You can do the same, choosing seasonal, local, whole plant foods available in your region. Sample meal plans. Understanding principles is valuable, but practical meal plans help translate ideas into action. Here's a 7-day beginner meal plan that embodies monk dietary wisdom while fitting modern Western life. These meals are simple, nutritious, and accessible. Day 1. Breakfast. Warm oatmeal cooked with water, topped with ground flaxseed, a few walnuts, and sliced banana. Green tea. Lunch. Brown rice bowl with steamed broccoli, baked tofu marinated in ginger and sesame, pickled cucumber and miso soup. Dinner, light vegetable soup with barley, kale, carrots and white beans, small portion of whole grain bread. Day 2. Breakfast, rice porridge, congee made with brown rice, garnished with sesame seeds and steamed spinach. Roasted barley tea. Lunch, lentil and vegetable curry over brown rice, side of fermented cabbage, fresh orange. Dinner, miso soup with tofu and wakame seaweed, small bowl of leftover rice, steamed bok choy. Day 3. Breakfast, whole grain toast with almond butter, sliced apple, handful of pumpkin seeds, green tea. Lunch, large salad with mixed greens, chickpeas, cucumber, tomato, shredded carrot, topped with tahini dressing, side of quinoa. Dinner, sweet potato and black bean soup, small portion of whole grain crackers. Day 4. Breakfast, smoothie bowl made with banana, berries, spinach, topped with granola and chia seeds. Herbal tea. Lunch, stir-fried vegetables, bell pepper, mushrooms, snap peas, carrots, with tempeh over brown rice, pickled radish. Dinner, simple miso soup with added vegetables, small rice ball wrapped in nori. Day 5. Breakfast, buckwheat porridge with cinnamon, topped with dried fruit and sesame seeds, green tea. Lunch, Buddha bowl with quinoa, roasted sweet potato, steamed kale, edamame, avocado, and tahini sauce. Dinner, clear vegetable broth with mushrooms and greens, small portion of brown rice. Day 6. Breakfast, whole grain bread with mashed avocado, sliced tomato, sprinkled with sesame seeds, barley tea. Lunch, split pea soup with carrots and celery, side salad with olive oil and lemon dressing, whole grain roll. Dinner, steamed vegetables over small portion of rice, fermented pickle, green tea. Day 7. Breakfast, rice porridge with grated ginger, topped with steamed greens and toasted sesame oil, green tea. Lunch, soba noodles in broth with bok choy, shiitake mushrooms and cubed tofu, side of pickled vegetables. Dinner, light miso soup, small portion of leftover grains with steamed vegetables. Shopping list essentials: grains, brown rice, oats, quinoa, barley, buckwheat, whole grain bread, soba noodles. Proteins, firm tofu, tempeh, dried lentils, canned chickpeas, black beans, split peas, edamame vegetables, mixed greens, kale, bok choy, broccoli, carrots, cucumber, tomatoes, bell peppers, mushrooms, shiitake if possible, sweet potatoes, fermented, miso paste, kimchi or sauerkraut, pickles, pantry, tahini, almond butter, sesame oil, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, tamari or soy sauce, seeds, docked nuts, sesame seeds, chia seeds, flaxseed, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, seaweed, nori sheets, wakame, kombu beverages, green tea, roasted barley tea, herbal teas, fresh ginger root, garlic, if using, lemons, bananas, apples, berries. Meal prep strategies. Cook large batches of grains on Sunday. Prepare brown rice, quinoa, and one other grain. Store in refrigerator for the week. Prep vegetables in advance. Wash, chop, and store greens and vegetables in containers for quick assembly. Make soup once or twice weekly. Large pots of soup provide multiple meals and improve in flavor over days. Keep fermented foods ready. Maintain pickled vegetables and have miso paste on hand for quick soup preparation. Prep morning ingredients the night before. Measure oats, prepare tea, set out toppings for faster mornings. Simple, monk-inspired recipes. Morning rice porridge, congee okayu. Combine 1 cup brown rice with 6 cups water in a pot. Add a strip of kombu if available. Bring to boil, then reduce to lowest heat. Cover and simmer for 1.5 to 2 hours, stirring occasionally until rice breaks down into creamy porridge. Remove kombu. Season lightly with a pinch of sea salt or a few drops of tamari. Serve topped with sesame seeds, steamed greens, or pickled vegetables. This gentle breakfast warms and nourishes the digestive system, providing steady energy for hours. Miso soup variations. Basic miso soup starts with dashi, traditional Japanese stock. For a simple plant-based version, simmer a piece of kombu in 4 cups water for 10 minutes, then remove. Add cubed soft tofu and wakame seaweed, simmer 2 to 3 minutes. Turn off heat. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons miso paste, dissolved in a little warm water. Stir gently. Never boil after adding miso to preserve beneficial enzymes and bacteria. Variations. Add sliced mushrooms, cubed sweet potato, or greens like bok choy. Include different vegetables based on season. For heartier soup, add cooked soba noodles. The key is keeping it simple. 2 to 3 main ingredients plus miso creates a complete, nourishing meal. Simple vegetable stir-fry. Heat a tablespoon of sesame oil in a wok or large pan. Add sliced ginger. Stir for 30 seconds. Add harder vegetables first, carrots, broccoli stems. Stir-fry 2 to 3 minutes. Add softer vegetables, mushrooms, bok choy, bell peppers. Stir-fry 2 to 3 minutes more. Season with a splash of tamari, a few drops of sesame oil and sesame seeds. Serve immediately over brown rice. The principle is cooking vegetables quickly over high heat to preserve nutrients and color while developing flavor. Use whatever vegetables are fresh and seasonal. The simple sesame-ginger tamari combination enhances natural vegetable flavors without overwhelming them. Fermented vegetable sides. Quick pickles provide the fermented food benefits monks value. Slice cucumber, radish, or cabbage thinly. Massage with sea salt, about 1 teaspoon per cup of vegetables, until they release water. Pack into a jar, press down so vegetables are submerged in their own liquid. Cover loosely and leave at room temperature for 1 to 3 days, then refrigerate. These quick pickles provide probiotics and can be kept for weeks. For deeper fermentation, use more salt and longer fermentation times, but quick pickles offer an accessible starting point. The slight tanginess adds complexity to simple rice and vegetable meals while supporting digestive health. Mindful eating practices you can start today. You don't need to change your entire diet immediately to benefit from monk wisdom. These mindful eating practices can transform your relationship with food, starting with your very next meal. Try silence at meals, even if just for the first few minutes. Turn off screens, put away your phone, and eat without distraction. Notice what happens when you give food your full attention. You'll likely taste more, enjoy more, and naturally eat less. Chew thoroughly, aiming for 20 to 30 chews per bite. This seems excessive at first, but proper chewing is the first step of digestion. It breaks down food mechanically, mixes it with digestive enzymes in saliva, and gives your body time to recognize satiety before you've overeaten. Practice gratitude before meals. Take just 10 seconds to acknowledge the food before you, the people who produced it, and the fortune of having enough to eat. This brief pause shifts your mindset from mindless consumption to appreciative nourishment. Develop portion awareness by stopping at 80% full. This takes practice. You need to eat slowly enough to recognize the signal. Start by serving yourself slightly less than usual, eating slowly and checking in with your body before taking more. Real hunger versus habit eating becomes clearer with practice. We'd love to hear about your journey with these practices. Comment below about which principle resonates most with you, or let us know where in the world you're watching from. Building a community of mindful eaters inspires us all to continue growing. Beyond food, the holistic approach, fasting practices. While we've focused primarily on what monks eat, understanding when they don't eat reveals another dimension of their wisdom. Fasting, practiced thoughtfully, offers profound benefits for both body and mind, and monks have refined this practice over millennia. Intermittent fasting traditions in monasteries aren't extreme or dangerous. They're natural extensions of eating patterns that support health. The most common practice is the daily eating window we've already discussed. Eating substantial meals in the morning and midday, then consuming little or nothing in the evening. This creates a natural 14 to 16-hour fasting period each day, from early evening through the next morning. This daily fasting pattern allows the digestive system extended rest, during which the body shifts from digestion mode to repair and restoration mode. Modern research on time-restricted eating shows this pattern improves insulin sensitivity, supports cellular cleanup processes called autophagy, and may contribute to longevity. Monks discovered these benefits through practice centuries before science could explain them. Some monastic traditions incorporate more intensive spiritual fasting days, often aligned with lunar cycles or religious observances. These might involve consuming only liquids, eating a single small meal, or completely abstaining from food for 24 hours. Such practices are undertaken with mindfulness and purpose, not as punishment or extreme dieting, but as periods of mental clarity and spiritual focus. The benefits of fasting extend beyond physical health. Many monks report that fasting sharpens mental clarity, deepens meditation practice, and creates a sense of lightness and alertness. Fasting can also cultivate discipline, awareness of true hunger versus habitual eating, and gratitude for food when eating resumes. However, fasting requires caution and wisdom. Monks approach it gradually, with awareness of their body's signals. Those new to fasting should start slowly, perhaps with the natural evening fast already discussed, gradually extending the fasting window if it feels appropriate. Fasting isn't suitable for everyone, particularly those with certain health conditions, history of eating disorders, or during pregnancy and nursing. The monk's approach to fasting is never punitive or extreme. It's gentle, intentional, and integrated with overall healthy eating patterns. The goal isn't deprivation, but rather giving the body periodic rest to optimize its natural healing and maintenance processes. When practiced thoughtfully, fasting becomes another tool for supporting long-term health and well-being. Modern practitioners can adopt a modified fasting approach by simply avoiding late-night eating, finishing dinner by 6 or 7 p.m., and not eating again until breakfast. This simple practice, requiring no special preparation or supervision, offers many of fasting's benefits while remaining safe and sustainable for most people. Physical movement diet alone doesn't explain the monk's exceptional health and longevity. Physical movement plays an equally important role. However, the monk's approach to exercise differs dramatically from modern gym culture, emphasizing natural, purposeful movement integrated into daily life. Walking meditation represents one of the most accessible forms of mindful movement. Unlike power walking for cardiovascular fitness, walking meditation involves slow, deliberate steps with full attention on the physical sensations of walking. Each footfall becomes an anchor for awareness, similar to focusing on breath during sitting meditation. This practice develops both physical stability and mental calm while gently exercising the body. Monks might practice walking meditation for 20 to 30 minutes between sitting meditation sessions or during transitions throughout the day. The pace is unhurried, the attention focused. This isn't exercise in the conventional sense, but it keeps the body active and prevents the stiffness that comes from prolonged sitting. The mindfulness aspect means movement becomes meditation rather than a chore. Tai Chi and Qigong, ancient Chinese practices adopted by many Buddhist communities, offer more structured movement practices. These gentle martial arts involve flowing movements coordinated with breath, promoting flexibility, balance, and energy flow. Research shows Tai Chi improves balance in elderly practitioners, reduces fall risk, and supports cardiovascular health. The slow, controlled movements build strength without strain, suitable for all ages and fitness levels. Qigong, which translates roughly to energy work, combines movement, breath control, and meditation to cultivate vital energy. Various Qigong forms exist, from simple standing practices to more complex sequences. Many monks practice Qigong daily as part of their health maintenance routine, and studies suggest it may reduce stress, improve immune function, and support overall well-being. Manual labor serves as another form of exercise in monastic life. Monks maintain their living spaces, tend gardens, prepare meals, and perform various tasks that keep them physically active throughout the day. This natural, purposeful movement, sweeping, chopping wood, carrying water, weeding gardens, provides functional fitness without requiring dedicated workout time. The wisdom in this approach is profound. Rather than sitting all day and then forcing themselves through intense exercise sessions, monks integrate movement continuously into their daily activities. Every task becomes an opportunity for physical engagement and mindful awareness. This pattern of frequent, moderate activity throughout the day may be healthier than the common modern pattern of prolonged sitting, interrupted by brief, intense exercise. Modern people can adopt this principle by seeking opportunities for natural movement. Take stairs instead of elevators, walk during breaks, do household chores mindfully, garden if possible. The goal isn't achieving maximum heart rate or building maximum muscle, but rather maintaining a body that moves well, remains flexible and strong, and serves us reliably throughout a long life. Sleep and rest. The monk's approach to sleep embodies the principle early to bed, early to rise, and this simple pattern supports their exceptional health. Most monasteries follow a schedule that has monks sleeping by 9 or 10 p.m. and rising around 4 or 5 a.m., aligning sleep with natural light-dark cycles. This pattern synchronizes with our circadian rhythms, the internal biological clocks that regulate sleep-wake cycles, hormone production, and countless other physiological processes. Going to bed early allows monks to complete several full sleep cycles, experiencing the deep restorative sleep that occurs in the first half of the night. Rising early means awakening with or before the sun, feeling naturally alert rather than fighting against the body's desire to sleep. Quality matters more than quantity in the monk's approach to sleep. 8 hours of sleep doesn't benefit you if it's fragmented, light, or poorly timed. 6 or 7 hours of deep, restful sleep, aligned with natural rhythms, may be more restorative. Monks create conditions for high-quality sleep: dark, quiet sleeping spaces, consistent schedules, light evening meals that don't burden digestion, and calming evening routines that prepare body and mind for rest. Rest extends beyond nighttime sleep. Monks incorporate brief rest periods throughout the day, not necessarily napping, but simply pausing, sitting quietly, or resting in stillness. These micro-rests allow the nervous system to reset, preventing the accumulated stress and fatigue that comes from constant activity. In our always-on modern world, this principle of regular rest becomes even more important. The restoration that occurs during sleep and rest is fundamental to health. During sleep, the body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, produces important hormones, and clears waste products from the brain. Chronic sleep deprivation is linked to virtually every health problem, from obesity to heart disease to cognitive decline. The monk's disciplined approach to sleep protects against these issues. Connection to nature monasteries are typically located in natural settings, mountains, forests, rural areas, and this isn't accidental. Monks understand that connection to nature is essential for well-being, and they structure their lives to maintain this connection daily. Spending time outdoors is woven into monastic routine. Whether through walking meditation in gardens, working in fields, or simply sitting outside for periods of quiet contemplation, monks receive regular exposure to natural environments. Modern research validates this practice, showing that time in nature reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, improves mood, and may even boost immune function. The concept of forest bathing, popular in modern wellness culture, has been practiced by monks for centuries. Simply being present among trees, breathing forest air, and observing natural surroundings provides measurable health benefits. Studies show that compounds released by trees, called phytoncides, may enhance immune cell activity. Beyond measurable effects, nature contact provides psychological benefits, a sense of peace, perspective, and connection to something larger than ourselves. Gardening practices are central to many monasteries. Monks grow much of their own food, tending vegetable gardens, herb gardens, and sometimes orchards. This practice provides multiple benefits: fresh, seasonal food, physical activity, connection to natural cycles, and the satisfaction of nurturing life. Working with soil and plants grounds us literally and figuratively, connecting us to the earth and its rhythms. Modern research on grounding or earthing, direct physical contact with the earth's surface, suggests it may reduce inflammation and improve sleep. While scientific understanding is still developing, monks have long practiced walking barefoot on earth, sitting on the ground, and maintaining direct physical contact with natural environments. Whether the benefits are physical, psychological, or both, this connection to earth seems to support overall well-being. For modern people living in urban environments, maintaining nature connection requires intention but remains possible. Regular visits to parks, tending indoor or balcony plants, and seeking outdoor time on weekends all help maintain this vital connection. Even brief nature exposure, a 20-minute walk in a green space, provides measurable benefits. As we conclude this exploration of the monk's diet and lifestyle, let's distill the most important lessons, the principles you can carry forward regardless of how much or how little you choose to adopt. First and foremost, understand that food is more than fuel. It's medicine, it's practice, it's connection. Every meal offers an opportunity for nourishment, mindfulness, and gratitude. The monks teach us to approach eating with awareness and reverence, recognizing that how we eat is as important as what we eat. The foundation of longevity eating is plants. Whole, unprocessed, diverse plant foods form the basis of the healthiest diets studied across cultures and time periods. You don't need to become perfectly plant-based overnight, but increasing the proportion and variety of plant foods in your diet will almost certainly improve your health. Moderation matters more than we might think. The principle of eating until 80% full, of choosing quality over quantity, of practicing caloric moderation without deprivation, this might be the single most important factor in longevity. Our modern culture of abundance and oversized portions works against us. Learning to eat enough but not too much is a skill worth developing. Fermented foods deserve special attention. These living foods support the gut microbiome, which influences virtually every aspect of health. Adding miso, fermented vegetables, or other traditionally fermented foods to your regular diet provides benefits far beyond their nutritional content. Meal timing and eating patterns significantly impact health. The monk's practice of front-loading calories earlier in the day, eating substantial breakfast and lunch with light or no dinner, aligns with our natural digestive rhythms. The extended overnight fast, this supports metabolic health and longevity. Simplicity in food preparation and ingredients isn't deprivation, it's liberation. Complex recipes and endless ingredients aren't necessary for delicious, satisfying meals. Simple preparations of quality whole foods provide more nutrition and satisfaction than elaborate processed foods. Mindful eating practices transform the eating experience. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, eliminating distractions, and focusing fully on your meal allows you to enjoy food more, digest better, and naturally eat appropriate amounts. These practices cost nothing and can begin immediately. The holistic approach matters. Diet doesn't exist in isolation from the rest of life. The monk's longevity comes from the synergy of healthy eating, regular movement, quality sleep, stress management through meditation, strong community connections, and sense of purpose. Each element supports the others. What you avoid is as important as what you include. The monk's diet excludes overly processed foods, excessive oils and fats, refined sugars, and the constant snacking that characterizes modern eating. Creating boundaries around when and what you eat protects health. Most importantly, remember that the goal isn't perfection, but progress. Monks dedicate their entire lives to these practices within supportive communities. You're navigating modern life with all its challenges and complexities. Any movement toward healthier eating patterns, any increase in mindfulness, any improvement in diet quality represents success. Starting your journey. If you're feeling inspired to adopt some of these principles, wonderful. But where do you begin? The prospect of changing your diet and lifestyle can feel overwhelming, so let's break it down into manageable first steps. Start with one meal. Don't try to overhaul your entire diet immediately. Instead, focus on creating one monk-inspired meal, perhaps breakfast, and perfect that before moving on. A simple morning routine of warm porridge with tea, eaten mindfully, establishes a foundation you can build upon. Once this feels natural and sustainable, expand to lunch, then eventually dinner. Or start with one principle. Perhaps mindful eating resonates most with you. Begin by eating one meal per day without any distractions, no phone, no TV, no reading, just you and your food. Notice what happens. This single practice can transform your relationship with eating without requiring any dietary changes. If fermented foods intrigue you, start by adding one serving daily. A spoonful of miso in hot water creates instant soup. A small portion of sauerkraut or kimchi alongside your regular meal introduces beneficial bacteria. Small additions create significant benefits over time. Set realistic goals based on your current situation. If you currently eat fast food daily, transitioning immediately to a strict monk diet would be setting yourself up for failure. Instead, aim for one home-cooked meal daily or replace one fast food meal with a healthier option. Small, sustainable changes compound into major transformations. Be gentle with yourself throughout this process. You will have days when you eat mindlessly, overeat, or choose convenience over health. This is normal and human. The monk's practice is about returning to awareness again and again, not achieving perfection. Each meal is a new opportunity, regardless of what came before. Consider your social and family context. If you live with others who don't share your interest in these dietary changes, find ways to participate without forcing your choices on them. Prepare shared vegetable dishes everyone can enjoy, while others add their preferred proteins. Cook extra beans and grains for yourself. Most families can accommodate varied preferences without conflict. Track what works for you, not in a rigid, obsessive way, but with gentle awareness. Do you feel better after plant-based meals? Does eating earlier in the day improve your energy? Does mindful eating help you recognize fullness? Pay attention to your body's feedback and adjust accordingly. Connect with others on similar journeys. Whether through online communities, local meditation groups, or friends interested in healthy living, having support makes sustainable change more likely. Share recipes, challenges, and successes. We're not meant to transform alone. Community supports growth. Remember that this is a journey of years, not weeks. The monks spend lifetimes refining their practices. Give yourself time to experiment, learn, and gradually incorporate what works for you. Sustainable change happens slowly, but it lasts. As we conclude, it's important to recognize that the monk's diet is about much more than just living longer or preventing disease. The food practices we've explored serve as a gateway to something deeper, a more mindful, intentional way of living. Diet becomes a daily practice of awareness. 3 times a day, you have the opportunity to pause, to be present, to make conscious choices aligned with your values. Eating mindfully teaches presence that extends to all other activities. The person who chews each bite carefully naturally becomes more attentive in conversation, more observant during walks, more focused during work. The discipline required to eat simply and moderately cultivates discipline in other areas. Resisting the impulse to overeat strengthens the same mental muscles needed to resist other unhealthy impulses. The patience required to properly prepare whole foods develops patience that serves you throughout life. Each healthy choice reinforces your capacity for self-regulation and intentional living. Living with intention means making choices consciously rather than defaulting to habit or convenience. The monk's dietary practices interrupt automatic eating patterns, forcing conscious decision-making. This habit of intentionality spreads. If you're choosing your food mindfully, you naturally begin examining other choices more carefully. The path isn't about rigid adherence to rules, but about finding your own way forward. Monks follow established practices within their traditions, but they also adapt to individual needs and circumstances. You can respect these ancient principles while creating an approach that fits your life, your body, and your circumstances. The wisdom lies in the principles, not in dogmatic adherence to specific practices. Ultimately, these practices point toward living in harmony with your body, with nature, with other beings. The monk's diet reflects deep respect for life in all its forms, recognition of our interconnection with all things, and commitment to causing minimal harm while supporting maximal well-being. You don't need to be Buddhist or religious to appreciate and embody these values. We've journeyed together through the ancient dietary wisdom that has sustained monks for millennia, explored the science that validates these practices, and discovered practical ways to incorporate this wisdom into modern life. Now it's time to take what resonates with you and begin your own experiment in mindful, healthy eating. Remember that the monks who developed these practices didn't do so through rigid theorizing, but through direct experience, trying, observing, adjusting, and refining over generations. They invite you to do the same. Test these principles in your own life, observe the results with curiosity rather than judgment, and keep what serves you. The remarkable thing about the monk's approach is its accessibility. You don't need expensive supplements, specialized equipment, or rare ingredients. You need only whole foods, awareness, and the willingness to eat with intention. The most powerful health intervention might be as simple as chewing thoroughly, eating until 80% full, and feeling gratitude for your meals. Your journey might look different from the traditional monastic path, and that's perfectly fine. You might incorporate morning meditation but struggle with early dinners. You might embrace fermented foods while still occasionally enjoying foods monks avoid. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Every step toward greater awareness and healthier choices matters. We're inspired by your commitment to learning about these practices and hope you're feeling empowered to make positive changes. If this video has provided value, if you've learned something useful, or if you're feeling motivated to transform your eating habits, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our Wisdom Diaries channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that bridges ancient wisdom and modern life. Share your experiences in the comments. We'd love to hear which principles you're most excited to try, what challenges you anticipate, or how these practices have already started affecting your life. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, a friend seeking better health, a family member interested in longevity, or anyone curious about the connection between diet and well-being, please share this video with them. The monks teach us that transformation happens one mindful moment at a time, one conscious choice at a time, one meal at a time. May your journey toward health and longevity be filled with delicious food, growing awareness, and increasing vitality. Thank you for watching, and may you experience the profound benefits of eating with wisdom and intention.